Ever feel drained by someone's energy? Cord cutting can help, but there's one crucial step missing. As an empath, I used to feel emotionally drained all the time. People would come to me for help and advice, and cutting cord has helped me to reclaim my emotional space. But I wish someone would have told me that the mindset you approach cord cutting is important too. The mindset will determine whether you're successful or not. I find that if I don't perform the ritual with the right mindset, no matter how many times I cut the cords, the energetic cords will get re-established. Or even worse, I will suffer more pain and feel more drained than before. You see, many of us approach cord cutting with the mindset of ending our pain. We want to end our relationship with another person because we believe that they are the one causing us the pain. We believe once we cut them out of our life, we will feel free and happy. For example, we may have this needy or negative friend who always come to us for emotional support. Helping them makes us feel very drained or even resentful sometimes because they don't change their behavior. Or maybe you are in an unhealthy relationship with someone and you are emotionally entangled with them and you just want them out of your life for good. What I realized is when we approach cord cutting with this mindset to end our pain or to end our relationship, it usually doesn't work. Let me explain. This pain we are experiencing is what keeps the bond alive. You are courting them as much as they are courting you, and you may not even realize this. Whenever you are resenting them and you want them out of your life, you're actually putting your attention on them. So when you cut your cords, you may think that you are free from them at last, but the energetic cords get re-established very quickly whenever you think of them. Those painful emotions are still here within you, and emotions have energy too, especially with painful emotion. They have a lot of momentum to them. They will reach out and pull someone in, attaching them to you. So if you don't first deal with your painful emotion and process them, you will find cord cutting rather ineffective. Even if you leave the relationship or other party for good, or you remove your energetic bonds with them, you will find someone else who is similar in terms of energy. For example, if you are abandoned by your dad or your mom, you keep getting into a relationship with men or women who will abandon you because you still carry this painful energy of abandonment within you. So you will keep forming new bonds with those that perpetuate the energy. Cord cutting works best when you are at peace with the other person. You may be wondering, if you are at peace, why do you need to perform this ritual? This is because you are at peace, but the other person isn't. They are still calling you. And I want to say something really quick here. Oftentimes, people do it unconsciously and unintentionally. It's just like how when we resent them, our painful emotion may unconsciously attach them to us. They may be too dependent on your validation and support that they can't let go. If you want to find real closure with them, you want to release their cords and wish them well. You want to let them know that they have the power to deal with any emotion or circumstances. You want to envision them connecting with their true power within, their true self. And you may even want to ask their spirit to help them. You want to set them free to go on their own path. Once they feel secure on their own, they won't come and bother you anymore. They won't need your support anymore, and so they won't re-establish the energetic cords. Cord cutting is a gentle release of the energetic bonds. It's not a harsh, I want to sever my ties with you, get out. This may be necessary if you are dealing with someone who is intentionally trying to hurt you. Get out is a good way to establish your space and your boundaries, but for most energetic cords, a gentle release will be enough to establish your boundaries. And you don't really have to burn candle for this. My preferred way of cutting cords is simply using visualization. First, I will get into a meditative state, and I will use my intuition to check where the cord is. It usually resides in one or more of the chakras. For example, if you have a romantic bond with someone, you may be attached to them in your heart and sacral chakra. Or if you have imaginary arguments with them in your mind, check your third eye chakra. You also want to check both the front and the back. You can use your hand to gently guide and see which chakra has some sensation. And for the back, you can imagine your hand going up and down too, and detecting the cord. Once you feel the cord, you just gently tug it out and release it out of your energetic body. It's like just gently like pulling it out and just releasing it. You can say something like, I wish you find peace and joy in your journey. And acknowledge that both of you are going on a separate path. There are many ways you can do this. You can listen to some meditative music while doing this, or you can just simply find a quiet place to feel the energetic cords and release them. You can also imagine yourself using a scissors to cut the cords, or using fire to burn the cords. I prefer pulling them out gently and returning them to the owner like a gift. It's like telling them, you have your own power with it. You don't need to attach your cord to me anymore. It's like returning their power back to them. And I would just wish them well and appreciate the roles they have played in my life and the lesson I have learned from this connection. Whatever approach you use, make sure you are in a state of peace and acceptance. You'll find it easier to release the energetic bonds. So you want to release any guilt for cutting them out of your life, or you may want to forgive yourself and them for any mistake that you all have made in the past. You can cut your energetic cord with almost anyone, but there's one type of connection I won't recommend you cutting your cords with, and it's your twin flame. I've tried it and it didn't work. I ended up feeling much worse. It's more painful than physical separation, and I ended up going through another dark night of the soul. Because basically, your twin flame is your symbolic mirror. This spiritual connection is meant to help you awaken the deepest part of yourself. Cutting energetic cords with your twin flame is as good as cutting your cords with your spiritual self. You're abandoning yourself. So don't do that. Don't be like me. There are many other ways to deal with twin flame, and you can check out my playlist somewhere over here. But don't worry about it. Twin flame connections are rather rare, and you only have one twin flame. So most of the connection will be fine, and you can use cord cutting to remove the energetic bonds with them. You can also perform cord cutting rituals for places and things, not just for people. For example, some of your possessions may not serve any purpose in your life anymore, but they are still draining you and holding you back. And it may be time for you to release them using cord cutting. Watch this next video where I talk about what I learned from letting go of my dad's possession.